The Devil Biscuit, a mum's storytime special. All right, my love, snuggle in nice and cozy. Tonight, I have a very special story for you. One about a cheeky little biscuit, a brave young baker, and a big lesson about kindness. Once upon a time, in the little town of Sugarvale, there lived a boy named Benny. Benny wasn't just any boy. He was the youngest baker in town. Every morning, he would wake up before the sun, roll up his sleeves, and bake the most delicious treats you could imagine. His cookies were crumbly, his cakes were fluffy, and his pies were so good they made people dance with happiness. But there was one thing Benny had never dared to bake: the Devil Biscuit. Now, the Devil Biscuit wasn't in any ordinary recipe book. It was an old legend that the grown-ups whispered about. They said that if anyone baked it, the biscuit would come to life and cause terrible mischief. Some said it would turn bread into rubber. Some said it would make sugar taste like salt. And others said it would hide all the town's spoons just for fun. But Benny wasn't afraid of stories. "A biscuit is just a biscuit," he said one evening as he stood in his cozy little bakery. "I bet I can bake it and prove everyone wrong." So he got to work. He mixed the flour, the butter, the sugar, and just a pinch of cinnamon. But just as he reached for the salt, whoosh, a strange gust of wind blew through the window, knocking an old jar off the shelf. Plop, a strange red powder spilled into the dough. Benny stared at it. "Huh," he muttered. "That wasn't in the recipe, but maybe it'll just add extra flavor." So he rolled out the dough, cut it into the shape of a biscuit, and popped it into the oven. Ding! The timer rang. Benny opened the oven, expecting to see a warm, golden biscuit sitting on the tray. But instead, poof, a tiny biscuit jumped right up and landed on the counter. It had two little horns, a curly tail, and glowing red eyes. It stretched its tiny arms and grinned. "Huh, I'm free," it squeaked. Benny gasped. What in the world? Before he could say another word, the Devil Biscuit took off. It zoomed around the bakery, knocking over bags of flour, making butter splatter on the walls, and rolling straight through a pile of donuts, leaving behind a trail of sticky icing and sprinkles. "Hey, stop that!" Benny shouted, running after it. But the biscuit was too fast. It whooshed out the door and into the town. Oh dear. The Devil Biscuit ran through the market, flipping cupcakes upside down. It jumped into a bowl of jelly, bouncing like a trampoline. It even stole the cherries off the top of every single pie in the bakery. The people of Sugarvale gasped and shouted, "Oh no, it's the Devil Biscuit." Benny knew he had to stop it before the whole town was covered in crumbs. But how? Then he remembered something his grandma used to say: "Even the naughtiest things can be tamed with kindness." Benny thought hard. If the Devil Biscuit is made from magic, maybe I need something warm and sweet to calm it down. He ran back to his bakery and grabbed a cup of warm milk and a big jar of honey. Then he hurried after the biscuit, which was now juggling muffins in the middle of the street. "Hey, little biscuit," Benny called. "Want a snack?" The biscuit skidded to a stop. "A snack for me." "Of course," Benny said with a kind smile. "Every treat deserves a treat." He dipped the biscuit into the honey and then into the warm milk. As soon as the biscuit soaked up the sweetness, something amazing happened. The biscuit's glowing eyes dimmed. Its tiny horns disappeared. Its curly tail unwound. And just like that, it became a normal, delicious biscuit. The townspeople cheered. Benny had saved Sugarvale from the naughty biscuit. People laughed and clapped, and the mayor even gave Benny a big golden spoon as a prize for his quick thinking. From that day on, Benny promised to stick to normal recipes, but he always kept a jar of honey close by, just in case. And that, my love, is the story of the Devil Biscuit. The end. Now close your eyes, my little biscuit, and drift off to dreamland.